And Solomon offered a sacrifice of peace offerings, which he offered unto the Lord, 22,000 oxen, and 120,000 sheep. So the king and all the children of Israel dedicated the house of the Lord. Now when Solomon had made an end of praying, the fire came down from heaven, and consumed the burnt offering and the sacrifices, and the glory of God filled the house. And the priest could not enter into the house of the Lord, because the glory of the Lord had filled the Lord's house. 1 Kings 8:63, 2 Chronicles 7:1 and 2. The temple was the only building in the entirety of the world in which the one true God was worshipped. There is every evidence that the Lord gave Solomon these instructions regarding the tremendous number of sacrifices which were offered at the dedication of the temple. This proclaimed the fact that Israel's foundation, its only foundation, was the precious blood of Christ, of which the sacrifices were a symbol. The tremendous number of animals offered portrays the significance of what Jesus would do at Calvary. Consequently, it is not possible to overemphasize the cross of Christ, as here should be abundantly evident. Before the abundant number of sacrifices were offered, appropriate sacrifices were placed on the great altar. The scripture says, "Fire came down from heaven and consumed them." The fire that consumed the burnt offering at the dedication came down from heaven, but the fire that consumed the burnt offering at the dedication of the temple came out from before the Lord. That is, came out from between the cherubim, within the most holy place, where the Ark of the Covenant was kept. But in coming out from and passing through the tabernacle, that fire did not burn even the veil through which it passed, for that tent, in essence, was Christ. This is characteristic. The fire from the tabernacle is Christ in his first advent. The fire from heaven, Christ in his second advent. Even as the temple portrayed the first advent of Christ, while the temple portrayed his second. The latter has not yet come to pass, but most assuredly shall. The sacrifice was offered, representing Calvary. The fire fell on the sacrifice, consuming it, typifying the judgment of God poured out on Christ, instead of upon us, who rightly deserved it. Then, at the time, the glory filled the temple to such an extent that the priests could not even enter the temple for the force of that power. Let it therefore be understood, the true glory of the Lord will accompany nothing but Christ and his cross. Any other professed glory is fake, as of necessity it must be. Everything must be based squarely on the cross of Christ. 1 Peter chapter 1, verses 18 through 20.